Hey guys, it's Lori Shaw with Renaissance Periodization, and I want to show you another recipe today using some of the Trifecta foods that we get. So this is what I would eat for my first meal of the day. So on my template, the macros that you'll see at the end of this are what I would eat for a first meal of the day. And this is an open-faced, no meat, no carb breakfast sandwich. So we're gonna use these beautiful portabello mushroom caps that you can see here. And so all I want to do to prep these is wash them. And I saved one over here to show you because one of the big mistakes I think some people make when they wash mushrooms is they'll run running water over them or they'll soak them. Don't ever do that. Mushrooms are like a big sponge. So you kind of want to wash them. You want to get the dirt off. They're also very dirty. So you want to get the dirt off, but you don't want to add a bunch of moisture to them because they already have a lot of moisture and you're just going to end up with a soggy product if you do that. So the best way to wash a mushroom is just to use a damp paper towel. So for this one, and look how huge this is, but it's got a lot of dirt on it, you can see that. And all you want to do is just kind of gently use a wet paper towel and just wipe off the dirt with the paper towel instead of running water over. And that's how and it'll come off, on the paper towel, and that's it. And that's all you need to do is just wipe it off. It's gonna go in the oven, so it's not like there's any bacteria on there that's gonna stay, so you don't have to worry about it. Just wipe off what comes off, and then you're good to go. And the next thing for these sandwiches is we need to kind of hollow it out to make room for all the good stuff that we're gonna put in there. So you can kind of tear off the stem, and then you just wanna use a spoon. I'll come over here. You just want to use a spoon, and these are called the gills of the mushroom, and you just want to scrape these out. And it doesn't take very much pressure at all. So if you go in there really hard with a spoon, you're going to break the mushroom cap right in half. So what you want to do is just really lightly come along and just scrape out the gills. And that will give you plenty of room for all the amazing stuff that we're going to pack into this sandwich. So that's all you want to do. Let's just do that. And all those gills will come out and it'll make a nice little home for your ingredients there. So I've already done that with these two that we're gonna use to make the sandwich. So what we wanna do next is use a tiny bit of olive oil. And this is a half a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. So it doesn't sound like very much, but you just wanna rub it onto the mushroom a little bit. So I just like dip my fingers in and just kind of dab it on here. And it's enough. You don't need to cover the entire surface. You just want to get a little bit of oil onto this. I would do the gill side first. Just put a little bit of that in there. And then I'm going to flip this over to the top. And I'm going to use the rest of the oil on the top. Just use your fingers and kind of get a little bit of oil going on here. And again, it doesn't seem like very much because it's not very much. You don't need a whole lot. It's just going to soften the cap a little bit more. And then we're gonna put this in the oven for 10 minutes. It kind of pre-bakes it and softens it up a little bit once you pile on all the toppings, it's not gonna cook a whole lot underneath. So you wanna pre-bake it for 10 minutes first in a 375-degree oven. So I'm gonna do that now. So let's pull these portabello mushroom caps out of the oven. So they've been in there for 10 minutes, doing their thing. Now we're going to carefully flip them over so that we can start to fill them up and make our sandwiches. There we go. So the first thing you want to do with this is season them. So just a little bit of pepper and salt on there. And then we're gonna start layering our toppings. So I've got 4 egg whites here, just cooked egg whites. So I get, the boiled eggs from Trifecta, and these are just 4 of the egg whites. And then I've got a cup of sliced tomatoes, and this is a quarter of an avocado. I know, so sad, it looks really sad. It looks like not very much avocado, but believe it or not, it's gonna be all you need in this sandwich because it's got so much flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and start layering on our eggs first. And then our tomatoes. And then avocado. Just kind of sprinkle it around. You can chop it instead of cutting it into slivers like I did if you want kind of more distribution of your avocado. That's totally fine, however you want to do it. love warm avocado. We have avocado cold so much, and there's just something that's so rich about warm avocado out of the oven, so I'm loving this lately. All right, so we've got our avocado on there, and then I'm gonna put a sprinkle of sriracha powder on here. So I talked about this in the cookbook. I love sriracha sauce so much, but it has carbs, and I like to use a lot, so then I'm putting a lot of carbs in my food, not even really thinking about it. So when I saw this in the grocery store, I was really excited. This is sriracha seasoning powder, and you just need a tiny bit. I mean, I really like, spice, so, and even for me, you don't need a whole lot. So I'll just sprinkle a little bit of that on, and then this is a 1/4 cup of 2%, so the low-fat Mexican shredded cheese. So I'm just gonna divide this between the 2 mushroom caps. Just like that. And that's it. And then these guys are gonna go back in the oven for about 15 or 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. All you're really doing, obviously, is just kind of warming things through. So you just want the cheese to melt and for everything else to get warm. It's, stacked heavy food, so you want to give it a good 20 minutes. And that's it. So we'll put it back in the oven. All right, so let's get our breakfast sandwiches out of the oven. So this would be my meal 1 of the day. So you've got your 2 cups of veggies in there between the mushroom caps and the tomatoes. And then I've got my serving of protein between the egg whites, some of the cheese, and then I've got a full serving of fat here. Again, between the cheese, that little bit of olive oil that we use to rub on the caps, and the avocado. So that's it. That would be my complete first meal of the day, all on one plate. Don't have to worry about it. Everything's there. No carbs, no meat, an open-faced portabello egg white sandwich.